So in the last video for the Everesting series, we talked about the Strava dorkery, which was choosing the right climb and analyzing it and all the dorkiness behind figuring out how to Everest and where is best to get this Everest record and to make sure you know it's legit when I go for it. The other part of this, of course, is the equipment dorkery. We're cyclists, we love equipment dorkery and the prep aspect. So I'm going to talk about my training in this video. We're going to talk about what I did to get ready for this. We're going to talk about how my bike is set up for the effort and what I'm doing with everything else on race day, how I've sort of prepped to make sure this effort is legit and ready to go and I'm at my best as far as all the fueling and the equipment and the training. So that was the computer dorkery, and this is the body and energy dorkery. So as far as the bike setup, I've already done a video about this bike, and I'm not really doing anything extra dorky. It was set up for climbing, and I'm climbing. So the specs, the gears, all that stuff's going to stay the same. And I am going to have VeloFix is still working during COVID. They're doing touch-free. You know, you just go home. They were touch-free anyway. I would just give them the garage code, and they would take care of my bikes. So we're doing one of those. I think this bike is 6 feet long, Harley. So I'm gonna hand you this and stay distant. Perfect. Yeah. See, there was no exchange of fluids, and we're just some fresh brake pads are probably gonna be smart, and you know, like you do, you get all the little gunky things out of the derailleur and give me a watt here and a watt there, right?
We'll get it all set up, but let me make sure I get all my climbing stuff ready to go. I'll grab my climbing flags to make sure you're extra fast.
Your what?
My climbing flags. You said you're going to be Everesting, though. So we got to make sure that we're all set and ready for it.
Oh, this guy's ready for the occasion.
We'll hang them up.
Awesome.
We'll get in spirit.
Now for the computer, I am going to run the big Wahoo Room. This thing, the battery life is 17 hours. A lot of people like, oh, if you're Everesting, make sure you bring a spare charger. No, you don't need. This is long enough for me to Everest. This is long enough for you to Everest. All right. That's 17 hours. That's enough for like a whole week for most of us. For gears, I've got SRAM. You don't have to get any extra geekier than I am. The axis, I've got a 35 little ring up front and a 33 in the back. So that has me at like, I'm not spinning, but it's 75, 80 RPMs. I'm not going to be bogged down either. It's plenty. And now the off the bike stuff is also super important, from clothing to nutrition. So I've thought it all out. I'm gonna share that with you. I don't need to like rattle off all my sponsors again. I think you know what I've got going on, but as far as quantity, I'll explain that here. First, I am gonna wear a helmet. Monster Hydro got me this cool new decal thing for the Everesting thing. As much as it'd be nice to save the grams, I'll be going 55, 60 miles an hour on the downhill. So we're definitely gonna be watching out for cars, and we got the MIPS protection on. This is the Mavic Comet helmet. This is the arrowy one. I'm wearing these glasses because I've got a bunch of these Gooders, and a bunch of comments when I did the first video were like, hey, those are cool. So that's how I find out that things are cool, is you guys tell me. I also find out if things are ugly that way, such as this beard, but we'll do that. I am keeping the beard. The beard is going to stay. It's not aerodynamic, but I want to look as ruined as possible at the end of this, and this is my quarantine beard, so I'm gonna finish it out as long as it takes. I got my yellow shoes. That's standard, but I washed them, so they're nice and yellow. You want to look pretty for when you annihilate yourself. The main thing is nutrition is going to be key. That's probably where I will screw up, and that's probably the way that this goes horribly wrong, is as I botch the nutrition. Early on in an effort, you're not hungry yet, so you forget to eat, and then you fall behind or you feel too good. But I'll be burning close to 1,000 calories an hour out there if things go well. So I got to stay on top of it. So that's going to be a whole ton of picky bars. I'm gonna make myself eat one of these every 40 minutes. I'm just going to do it by the clock. It's not going to be based on my hunger. I'm just going to grab one every 40 minutes and not miss it. It's 200 calories each. So that should replenish a lot of what I'm burning as we go. I'll also be, I said this before, I like sugar in my bottles. So I'm going to be doing probably alternating a Monster Hydro and a water, or I'll have some that are mixed and I'll do half and half. So we'll see kind of how the sugar and the caffeine goes at the end. But I'm just going to stay on top of that. at least 1 bottle an hour. It might get hotter, and then I'll sort of adjust the concentrations of how much water I mix in. But that's the base there. I'm just gonna have like 20 of these sitting in a cooler waiting for me. Support-wise, we will have my girlfriend and Ben's wife. We're keeping the COVID circle tight, but they are going to feed us. So that's one advantage that we have on the previous record holder, is I don't have to stop and grab a bottle out of a cooler that I hid in the bushes. The Euro style chamois cream, just because that's the one I grabbed. But this is 8 hours in the saddle, is kind of uncharted territory for me. So I'm going to make sure that my junk is protected. The Lactigo, they sent me a giant thing. They sent me this big bottle. It usually comes in the little bottles. This is hang on, where's the little bottle? Yeah. This is the normal size one, and this is the one that I got for the Everesting thing. So I appreciate that. So I'll be slathering that on my legs before the start, and possibly in the middle. I might just grab a handful. Ketones, you haven't seen these. I really haven't messed with these since the KOM attempt last year in Colombia. But if there's ever been a ketone opportunity, I have a few left. I'm going to be hitting these, I think, at the start, and then every 2.5 hours is sort of what I'm looking at. So get these guys down. Also Purell, I'll not be drinking this. There is alcohol, so maybe at the end, but I'll probably get some champagne. That's, you know, it's COVID times, so you can't have, you never know what you're going to need it for. I'm going to have this with us in the cooler. I've also got the Hello Blue CBD. They've got a pain relief one. They've got an energy one. I'll be using probably both of those. That's going to help every little bit. This is definitely a marginal situation. Clothing wise, I really thought about this an embarrassing amount. The speed suit, the long sleeve speed suit, is my go-to in these KOM efforts, but it's a speed suit which is, you know, there's no pockets. I might, if it's hot, I might want to unzip the front, and this is a back zip, so I don't want to be asking Ben to zip me and unzip me. So I'm going to go with the short sleeve race suit. So they also have like the Aero jersey, which isn't bad, but I think the short sleeve race suit is one that you haven't seen on my channel before, but I have been training with it a lot. So it's just, you know, it's a one-piece suit dealie. You can unzip it from the front, so if I get hot on the uphill, I can open it, close it on the downhill for aerodynamics. There's some pockets in the back. And it's short sleeve, so a little more sun on me, but this should be a little cooler. I think this will be the right garment for this day. For this effort, I will be using heart rate. I think more than power. I'm going to keep an eye on my power, but it's uncharted territory of how much power I can put out for an extended period, but I know that I can't do 190 beats a minute for 8 hours. So I'm going to be watching this very closely and trying to stick like below 160, I think is kind of the key. And that's just going to govern my pace more than anything else. And then lastly, I've got the First Endurance multivitamin here. I've been taking that every day to not catch COVID, but they also have it's in the house. I did not plan this well with my props. The Optogen, which I'll be hitting for this as well. I'm doing that every day. You got to build that up. You can't just do it for one day. You've got to do it for like a couple of weeks. The longer you do it, the more useful it is. But I'll definitely be on top of that. I've got all my stuff dialed, is my point. I will have, I'm doing a horrible job right now giving myself excuses for if I fail. Now, of course, I have been training for this. That's sort of part of the point. And I'll walk you through the workouts and the efforts that I've been doing. I've got to refer on my own Strava logs here because my memory isn't that good. And it's been a long time. What year is this? What's today? I don't know. But here we are. So I got back from my aborted southern trip in the beginning of March, and pretty much my first week of training of this training block was March 16th. So that week I did. At that point, I was like, I don't know what I'm training for. I want to work on my fitness. I want to escape the horrible reality of the world that we're in and enjoy being outside. But also I wanted to smash myself every day because I would feel guilty enjoying my bike ride too much. In horrible times, I wanted to make sure I was doing the work and not just out there lollygagging and being out and not in the house for no reason. So out riding, I did started doing this little cycle. So day one was 2 by 20 minute efforts, and this is all sort of focused on just overall threshold KOM fitness. So 2 by 20 minute efforts, the first day, the threshold stuff I've been talking about. So for that, I started at 370 watts. The next cycle I would do 380, 390. And then day 2, I would do 2 by 40-minute efforts. So that, the first time I think I did 330, 340, 350. So it would be day 1, 2 by 20s, day 2, 2 by 40s, day 3, endurance, climbing, just steady effort for kind of 5 to 6 hours. All right, so thanks for watching. All that's left now is to let my legs rest and be ready to go, and let my Whoop tell me when it's time to do the effort. Let the weather cool down a little bit, but I'm ready. I've done the work. I've done the prep. The next video in this Everesting series will be the actual suffering. I do want to remind you, this is a No Kid Hungry charity video. Please donate below. My sponsors make this video happen and pay for me. I've never asked for money for me, but the kids need it. That's the whole point of this series. So if we can get to $100,000, that's 1 million meals this year. So click the link below. Appreciate it.